everybody, and welcome again to Taraji Eco Farm. It's a beautiful day here at the farm, not too sunny, not too cold, just the perfect weather for a cool day at the farm. So today we are going to be harvesting a couple of things from the farm, and we're also going to show you some of the things that we've done to post the damage that was done by the cow. So come along with us, and we hope that you are going to enjoy this video. Yes, so this is one of the places where the cow damaged. We had some sweet potatoes here. They've been here for, I think, 6 months or so. So you're suspecting they could be ready. So let's try and harvest them. You can see the vines, there are no vines. The cow ate most of the vines. So here we have the orange flesh sweet potatoes and the white flesh sweet potatoes. So let's see what we can get. I can see, okay, I can feel something here. Are those roots? Oh, these are, oh my goodness, look at the mint. These are mint roots. These are mint roots. So there is hope there could be sweet potatoes. You can see the flesh is the orange one. I hope they're bigger than this though. So these are mint. I hope they're not. You can see how the mint roots are all over. And this is one of the reasons why we removed them from the beds. This is the only bed where we have mint. And when we get the others ready for harvest, even these ones will go. You can see how they colonize a place. They're just all over the bed. So that's why I'm getting rid of them first. Right, now let's see whether we have sweet potatoes. There's a lot of mint. Okay, so, oh, yes. There's hope. So there's hope. These are the orange flesh. These are the orange flesh. Sweet potatoes. So there's hope. Let's hope we get a lot more. I can feel one big one. Okay, this is not the orange flesh one. Okay. So I think we can just harvest and then we'll replant some vines. Usually in the morning, because it's in the morning, sometimes there are safarians on the farm. But today, luckily, there are none. So we can harvest without any worry. So there's one here. It looks like some of them had even started rotting. What? My God. Is it still okay though? I don't know. Some of them look funny. Some of them look funny. There's another one here. I think we might have left these sweet potatoes for. Wow, okay. I hope they're okay inside. Hmm? These look like the orange flesh, hopefully. Some are small, some are big. But I know there are others down there. So for now, we just pick the vines. So first I'm just removing all the vines, and then we see what is there, what is underneath the soil. Okay, I can feel quite a number here. Before I pick up the djembe and start digging, you can see how easy it is to pick even with my own hands. But I want to dig. Man, I'm telling you, this mint is everywhere. Oops. They're coming in all shapes and sizes. There's one big one here. Oh, it's big. It's very deep. And I think I just hammed another one. And another one. They're quite deep. Some look like or it's just the soil. Okay, it's just the soil. So this one, it looks like some are spoiled. And it also looks like we have 3 different varieties. I think this one, the orange flesh, and the darker pink. I don't know if I can find one. I think these ones are usually 2 different varieties. But we'll see. But I'm suspecting we have 3 different varieties. And that's because we've previously had sweet potatoes on this bed. So probably we left some and some grew back. It looks like the orange flesh are the smallest. Not sure why. They've been on the ground same time. There's another one here. Same time as the others. But they're smaller than the others. The other day, I discovered we have purple flesh sweet potatoes. Imagine I didn't know that. So my sister-in-law gave us some. They were very sweet. And we planted some in one of the areas on the farm. Just a few vines. We'll see how they do. But did you know there were purple flesh sweet potatoes? Or are you finding out like me? Because I found out like probably 2-3 weeks ago. I didn't know. I've always been seeing sweet potato vines that are quite purplish. I guess those are the ones that produce the purple flesh. So actually the leaves are quite purplish, not as green as these ones. They have some purple tendencies. I think those are the ones that give the purple flesh sweet potatoes. I'm not quite sure. I've planted them for the first time. We'll see how they do, but they're quite sweet. See, they look nice. They look nice. These ones are small, but look, they look nice. The orange flesh. These ones are small. So I'll still plant this orange flesh on these. I'll even leave these ones here, they'll grow. The reason I like digging with my hands is because when I use a jembe, I always end up injuring. So I've injured quite a few. Yeah, so I'm almost done, but not yet. One of the things I like about planting sweet potatoes on this side of the farm is that we don't deal with gophers like on the other piece of the farm where we have maize and cassava and sweet potatoes. So when we do sweet potatoes here, we don't usually encounter those issues. But down there, the sweet potato harvest is usually very little because of the issues with gophers. Wow, I hope it's not rotten inside. Some are quite big, some are spoiled like this one. So we have two more beds with sweet potatoes. I think the others will be ready. The next ones will be ready in like a month's time, and then a month after that, the others will be ready. And then we also have this bucket with sweet potatoes. It's just a way of supplementing. A lot of people grow maize, but for us, we supplement with sweet potatoes uh, and arrowroots. Yeah, so we don't just grow a lot of maize. Wow, we are quite dirty though. It's a lot of work to do after harvesting. No, every time I change from using my hands to the djembe, I end up humming. It's big. I end up humming a nice sweet potato. My friends, this is organically grown using compost from the farm. You can see how healthy they are. Well, these are the orange flesh. So by the way, we bought like this one from a supermarket. I think it was one or two. Then we cut it. We cut it into 4 pieces. We planted it, and then those sweet potato slips are the ones we were planting all over the farm, all over the bed. Quite happy by the way with the harvest because from one, imagine we've gotten so many orange flesh sweet potatoes from one. I think it was one or two that we had bought. One, I think. Don't quite remember. Huh? This one, I think it's still okay. Quite happy with the harvest. Now even my Wah! So that was quite some exercise. I think this is quite a number of kilos. I was actually not expecting them to be this big, but I'm impressed. I might have left a few. Uh, so when we are planting the other vines, we'll just go through to find if we actually left a few more down there. But I'm actually quite happy. You can see how big they are. Yeah. So this thing is so heavy, maybe like 5 kgs or more. It's so heavy. Like my hands are actually straining. You can see how big these sweet potatoes are. So organic farming is very much possible. And now we are going to harvest a few potatoes uh, just up there. So I'll plant sweet potatoes back here. So I'll just cut some vines and plant back. Then we'll just be feeding the bed with a lot of compost and manure, whatever is available. Yeah, so we just usually reuse the same vines that we have. I'll plant more of the orange flesh and then a few of this other variety that looks pinkish on the outside. But on the inside, sometimes it can be yellowish or white. But I want more of the orange flesh. Some of the vines are not cooperating. So usually reuse just what we have, and then the remainder we feed to the rabbits. So I just finished planting the sweet potato vines. At some point, we'll just come and add compost. We have some ready compost, so we'll just come and add it. So now let's go and harvest the potatoes. Then we can harvest something else after that. Yes, we have a small section here where we have potatoes. We had another area with potatoes, but the cow stepped on the crops so much they got damaged. So we ended up removing them and planting chickpeas. So these are the only potatoes we have so far, I think, but we'll be planting some more. But even before we harvest those ones, I've just seen some ready bulb onions on this side. They're not that big, but they are ready. So a mixture of the white and the purple. I don't know why it's called red, and the color is purple. So it's called a red onion. I don't know who names these things. So just a few bulb onions. We don't have a lot of big, I think we do have this size mostly, and then very small ones. So I didn't time them very properly. So we'll go for quite some time without bulb onions from the farm. But let's now harvest the potatoes. The potatoes are small, but they're okay. At least we have sweet potatoes. Potatoes are quite small. So I thought today these two baskets would be enough for everything that I was going to harvest, but uh, the farm is full of surprises. Potatoes are a bit small, but by the way, I don't think we added compost on this side, right? We didn't add any compost here. So they were surviving by the grace of God. This one has tried, some big ones. So I might just need a djembe to dig a bit. It's a bit harder than the beds. So on this bed, the cow had eaten some peas and also stepped on quite a number of them. So we harvested the peas. There's a clip that will show you. We harvested the peas here. And I also mentioned that this bed used to have spring onions before you put the peas, and it was a very bad mistake because the peas ended up killing most of the spring onions. So we'll revert back to spring onions. I've planted a few. I need to clean up the bed quite a bit so that the spring onions can also thrive. So now we've finished harvesting potatoes. Now we are going to harvest some leeks, and then finally we go and harvest some spring onions. So as I said, we've already started new seeds for leeks, bulb onions, some tomatoes, some eggplants, because all the eggplants that I planted this season ended up drying up for some reason. So I think for today I'll get these 2 leeks, and then let's get some spring onions. Yes, so the last thing we're harvesting is spring onions. So I'll make sure I leave one. We have some others here. And I can harvest some from here. This one is quite deep. It's a bit difficult to pick. So I'll just separate the batch from down there. The roots are quite deep. Oops. It's okay. Still okay. So these are some leeks and some spring onions. I think spring onions are one of those crops that we have plenty of on the farm. So we can never lack spring onions on the farm. Yeah, so it's been a very eventful morning, but we are very happy with the harvest we've got. We've harvested a lot of sweet potatoes, some Irish potatoes, some bulb onions, some leeks, and some spring onions as well. And that is what self-sufficiency is all about to us. We're able to just go to the farm, harvest what we need, and use it in the house. So we hope that you enjoyed today's video. Share with a friend. We hope that we also inspired you to continue with your self-sufficiency journey, or to start if you haven't, because why not? Growing food is one of the best things that you can do for yourself. You grow your own food in a way that you understand, you use what you know on the farm, and you make sure the food is safe for yourself and your family to eat. So we'll see you on the next video. Share, like, and leave a comment. Bye bye for now.